All right, all right. Positive energy all the time. You know the routine. Rep your city. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody on Kick, everybody on Twitch, everybody on YouTube, and all my people on Facebook. It's the Rack. It's Chicago, Illinois. Hope you're having a good day around the country and around the world. Here in Chicago, it raining a little early this morning in certain areas, but I hope it's clearing up for you. Please be careful with the fireworks. Keep the children away from the fireworks and be safe. Watch what you're doing with the bang bangs tonight, okay? Yeah. So, rep your city. We got New Orleans in the building. We got Fresno in the building. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We got Buffalo in the building. Sorry, I'm a little late. I got a bunch of parties scheduled to help out some friends. So I had to go to one event early today. It was like an early brunch type thing for the YNs. I got to do another one coming up soon. Helping out the guys with their sons. Their sons is that age. So their daddies want Pharaoh to come help out with security because they got a really good way with the YNs. They was cool. They wasn't tripping. It was cool. They was from a couple different gangs, but I talked to them early. I don't wait until it's I don't let them even get hostile. I call a huddle. Come here, you, come here. Listen, okay, y'all. Y'all don't do that up in here today, all right? And like, well, we got you, OG. We ain't tripping, man. We ain't tripping, man. Dang. What's up with the YNs? They get so I don't know what to call it. I just asked them out to trip. They was like, man, we ain't tripping, dang, man, dang. I said, man, listen, just don't be tripping up in there. They don't want nobody to tell them nothing. That's because nobody never tell them nothing. Discipline these youth so they be used to being disciplined. It was cool. They had fun. I got to do one in the night. I forgot when he said I got to come. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm a general, so I don't wear no head wraps. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't wear no head wraps. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't doing that. Nah, we not doing that. I almost got into it over that one time. So did. Yeah, I almost got into it one time. I said that. I said, I don't be wearing no head wrap, Bridget. Well, I mean, I head wrapping. You know, What I mean a head wrapping thing. I said, hey, listen, getting it knocked off your head ain't gonna make it no better. You know what I'm saying? He brought it down. Yeah, bring that shit down. But what? You know, getting that knocked off your head, that ain't gonna make it no better. I'm just saying. Boy, you know where you at, boy, and you know who you talking to. You know, come on now. No, man, it don't gotta be like that, man. It don't gotta be, but it can be. Boy, listen, no, it don't gotta be. It don't gotta be. It don't gotta be like this. She'll shut your ass up. I didn't say that part, but that's it. I didn't say that part. But boy, shut it up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't dissing you. I mean, you just happen to have one on. I'm just saying I don't be wearing no head wraps. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to each his own. You know. But you know, when I see that, you're supposed to be like, could you be, could you be, could you be love? Could you be love? You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's just, you know, as I think head wrap, I'm trying to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess I'm dated. You know? That's the only thing I know about head wraps. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I know about head wraps on my soul. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to hollering at head wraps like, hey, Queen, hey, Queen, Irie, Irie Queen. That's all I know. So it's the 4th of July holiday. I'm going to do some marathons. I'm pushing reparations. This is what I'm standing on. Reparations now. That's what I'm standing on. Uh-huh. Yeah, reparations. That's what it is. Uh-huh. That's what I'm standing on. But I hope everybody enjoy their holiday. I don't criticize holidays on the holiday. So, you know, I think that's rude. You know, I don't criticize Christmas on Christmas. I don't criticize, you know, the holidays on the holidays. You know, you got to have some decorum. And so when, you know, black people is out or any people is out celebrating, enjoying themselves, you know, I ain't no bubble buster. You know, I ain't going to, that's the bad time to say something. A lot of times when like Thanksgiving come up and Christmas, I want to talk about eating better. But I feel like it's easier to help you by waiting till after the holidays over. You know, I think it's more effective to let you eat a bunch of that stuff and then, you know, like January 1st, start talking about stomach cancer. You know, try to spook you. You know, let you put it in there first. Let you put the, you know, let you put the carcinogens in there first. And then after you put the carcinogens in there, then I spook you out. Like, you know, you just ate a whole bunch of certain things that could do certain things to you. Yeah, you need to, you know, you need to do a detox and get an enema. So that's the best way to help you is to let you do it first. Shout out to all my people down in the BAM. For sure, I got relatives in Anniston, Alabama. I have relatives all over Alabama. I just don't know who they all are. But when your mother and father from Alabama, you pretty much know everybody down there. You got somebody down there married to somebody, a baby to somebody, a grandbaby to somebody, for sure. As you go to Alabama, When I started getting like, where I like girls, like I think eighth grade, and I went to Alabama, and like one of the older sisters, I forgot who she was, and she was like, "Come here, come here, you Bessie's son, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." Don't you be down here kissing on these girls until you find out who they are. You mess around, be kissing your cousin. I was like, wow. So I was like, I think it was the eighth grade. I might have been a freshman. I forgot which lady that was. Tell me, you go down there and you're a kid like that. You can't remember that. Like, this your second cousin, this your 18th cousin, this your first cousin, this your aunt Clarissa on Sandra's side. And, you a kid like, wait a minute, I can't register. But she called me, she said, come here. You're a handsome young man, huh? She said, let me tell you something right now. And before you go down here, you meet these cousins kissing on these girls out, you find out who they are. Because you're going to mess around and be kissing on your cousin. I was like, wow. That kind of blew my mind because, I'm in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? I know my couple, I know my daddy's brother's kids. That tripped me out. I was like, for real? I was thinking to myself, for real? She was serious too. She was serious. She said, it might be your cousin. Find out who they are. Find out who they people are. I said, wow. That was deep. I said, wow. You just got a kitten. Is the pet food they sell at the store bad for them, like majority of the human food? Uh, I would. You'd have to study up on which brand. You know what I'm saying? Like they got good brands, but you got to study up on it. Like you got to holler at the real serious pet owners because they buy their pets top of the line food. And they definitely got the top of the line food for the serious pet owners. Because I know some ladies, they cook for their cats and their dogs. So yeah, they got some. You just got to do your research. You got to do your research. My daughter got a cat. I don't know what she feed it though. I know she feed it, I think sardines, and she feed it that wet cat food. She don't feed and sardines. Cause I know I kept it. I kept my daughter's cat. She had to do something, and she dropped the cat off. And the cats, cats is funny. So as soon as she put the cat down, the cat ran up under the wire tack. The cat just ran up under the wire tack and just stayed there for some hours. And then I went under there and just pull her ass from under there. The way I grabbed her arm and pulled her out of there, she just rolled it, came on out. She could tell, oh, he got cats. I grew up with cats little, so she could tell I know about cats. And so that cat stayed, and the last day, I was laying on the couch, like sleeping. And she never got up there. When I put her up there, she'll jump down. And the last day, she jumped up there and said, ow, and touched me. I said, oh, I'm cool now, huh? She jumped up on the couch and she touched me on the side of the face. I said, oh, okay, we good, huh? She let me know, oh, I like you, cool. It took her like 3, 4 days. By the time she did that, my daughter came and got her. Yeah, I grew up with cats. What's her name? I forgot her name. Yeah, she jumped up and said, now, and touched me like that. I said, oh, it took you long enough, ma'am. It took you long enough. Yeah. She wasn't hiding no more, though. She was chilling. She wasn't scared of stuff no more. She made my backpack a bed, though. Would I get a cat now? Uh, depending. Not really. No, no, I wouldn't get a cat right now. It would be too much. I got to do too much traveling, so I got some big traveling coming up. Um, so I ain't gonna even be in one location. I'm getting ready to be like all over the place, and I wouldn't make no sense to get no cat or no dog right now. I wouldn't be able to take care of them. But if I was gonna get some pets, I would get dogs first. I get like a Rottweiler, a Doberman, and a mini pin. I would get like three dogs. I'd get like a Rot, a Doberman, a mini pin, all the same age, so they grow up together. Kind of like three different versions of the same dog. I wouldn't get no cat. I don't think. I might, but I would get the cat after the dogs is like 2 years old or whatever. Because the dogs are just better to the cat if the cat is a baby. If the cat is a baby, the dog gonna fall in love with the cat rather than both be adults or the same age. If the cat is a baby, animals is real smart. The dog's gonna protect that baby cat. Boy, you ain't gonna be able. Boy, you ain't gonna be able. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them dogs gonna protect that baby. That cat gonna run behind that baby. Gonna follow behind them dogs all over the place. So yeah, I would get the dogs first, and then I would get the cat. 'Cause yeah, I think so. I'll get the Doberman. I get the Rot. The Doberman would be mm, for the pursuit type thing. The Rot would be to help with the attack, and the mini pin would be the ears. Mini pin gonna hear something way before any of them. You know, if I just had to get one dog, I'd get the mini pin because it hear everything. It hear the car when it parked. You know what I'm saying? I just need somebody to let me know out there. I don't really need no. I'm security. So I just need somebody to let me know it's time to secure. But I would. I can't see that no time soon when I'm 68. I can't see me having a dog till probably about 75. I can't see that no time. I got too much. I won't be. I can't. I won't be able to sit still. I got too much going on. I got a book coming out. I got music coming out. Really, I got three books coming out. Right. I got just. I got too much. So it's security was my main priority. No, when I was young, I mean, what age? What age young? No, when I was young, things were not as violent. You didn't have to be so. There wasn't all them break-ins and carjackings. Like when I was growing up, it was pretty much chill. So when I was young, it wasn't nothing like now. I really didn't get into security and the functions like they function now till mm, mid 30s, 40s. Things changed, things wasn't. I mean, yeah, I was into some security because I was growing ganja up in the hills of Hawaii. So yeah, I was into that type. Yeah, I was pretty much. I mean, security is, I think, a part of life. I think. I just don't think people realize it. Like burglar alarms on your car, like technically that's security. Yeah, but yeah, I pretty much been in security because I mean, uh, that's the major part of a relationship is security. If you're a man, if you're a man, and then you link up with a queen, really the top priority is securing her safety. Is really the top priority. So when I think about it, yeah, security was. I had to, and then my sister's a year younger than me. My sister was a year younger than me, so I've been in security from, I guess, first grade. Well, no, second grade. I didn't have to secure her till she was in first grade. Yes, so I've been security since second grade. Well, really, according to my mother, I've been security my whole life. According to my mother. So yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I've been security my whole life. When I think into it, yeah, yeah, security. Yeah, basically, for sure. Since I was a kid, according to my mother, I just going by what she told me. Yeah, that's what my mother told me. My mother told me when I was little, I used to protect my sister, like she said, I was like overly protective, and I could look at her and know what she's saying. That's what my mother told me. My mother said people would come by the house and say, "Hi, Michael." I say, "Hi." They say, "Hi, Chandra." I look at my sister and say, "Her said hi." That's what my mother told me. Or they'll come and say, "Hi, Michael." I say, "Hi." They say, "Hi, Chandra." I look at my sister. Her say, "I don't like you." That's what my mother said. My mother, she said, if I could look at my sister's face and I would say, "Her say, I don't like you." Hey, that was my mother said. You couldn't look at her funny. You couldn't say nothing to her. And if she don't know you, she would come stand behind me. It's like people visit her house and she feel uncomfortable. She come stand behind me. So yeah, I've been security from way back then. My sister had it good. When we separated school and she went to Percy L. Julian, I was still going to Luther South. Me and my dad. I said, "Daddy, get out of there. Send her to the new public schools. Don't tell the dad like, don't tell your mama." And we went and did it behind my mother's back. And when she got to Julian, first week of school, I drove up there out to school. She come out to school. Her little girlfriend, she just met some little boys in her class. And I was like, "This my brother." And the little boy's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? Real shit. What's up? Ain't nothing up. Make sure don't nothing be up. I wouldn't say that part. That's what I was thinking. Ain't nothing up. Better not nothing be up. You know. Then she graduated from high school. She went to Northern Illinois University. I drove up to the college. Same demo. "Oh, this your brother? What's up?" What up? You know what I'm saying? Real. I took my friends with me too. We coming there 3D and intimidate the students, intimidate everybody. The white girls, the white dudes, the black girls, the black dudes, everybody. I intimidate, you know. Yeah, we used to see Nut up there. Farrakhan's oldest son. He used to be up there. "What up, Stu? What you doing up here, man?" I was like, "Man, I'm trying to be up here and scare these kids so nobody bother my sister." Man, they bend over, baby girl, blah, come here. I was close to Wallace, younger, but I was really close to this older brother. He was kind of street. He finally changed, he would be up at Northern at the parties all the time. He like, "Point him on, man, point him on." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Man, ain't nobody bothered him yet." That, we didn't call him nothing for nothing. He like, "Point him on, point him on." I said, "Man," I said, "I'm up here looking out for it." I didn't say it was no problem. "It better not be no problem. Better not be no problem." His ass. Hey man, that was my man right there. I don't care where I went, Nut was there. I don't know, boy. I don't care where I went, Nut be there. It could be a party in Chicago. It could be up in Northern Illinois. It could be anywhere. He there. That was my man, though. I wasn't around Wallace a lot because he was 2 years younger than me. Went to school with Chucky. But yeah, it's the 4th of July. I hope y'all be safe. Pay attention to your children. Don't let them get them fireworks. Blow their fingers off or nothing. And we just gonna keep pushing reparations hard. Reparations, I don't feel like it's being pushed as hard as it could be. I don't think the focus is there. It's really frustrating knowing that, those of us that fighting for it, when we get it, how many people gonna jump in line but ain't standing on business. You know, that's one thing with black people, black Americans. That's one thing we have to change. We have to stop coming to eat the cake when it get baked, but don't want to help bake the cake. And that's got to stop. Bandwagoning and let somebody else do all the work, especially black men. For Foundation of Black Americans to push for reparations, for a black man to speak against that is what happens when you don't have the control of your own people and military, uh, and you don't have like your own like type of government. Because if we were standing on our own thing, there's no way you'd be able to do that without repercussions. We was trying to get something, and you was one of these brothers. Every time we say go right, you say go left. Hey, man, the only reason you can do that because you're under another system that like the fact that you keep us messed up, so they're gonna protect you. If it wasn't for that protection, for people that enjoy seeing you go against your own people, you wouldn't do that. I know if I had some type of crew or something, for sure, for absolutely sure, you'll stand down. You would not get out here and divide us in front of these other people. And you'd be divisive like that because you can get away with it. That's why you see it most on social media with accounts with no picture, chumps. And they're quick to speak against the people like that. But the bad thing about when you do that stuff and you got that dark energy, the elements still gonna find you. You think that we don't know who you are, but the elements, it's gonna find you. You're putting that dark energy right on yourself. Bad things gonna happen. You're gonna have what they call bad luck. I don't believe it's luck, but that's what they call it. And so when you're this type of person, you're always trolling, you're always starting stuff. When we trying to have a decent conversation, you always negative. Hold that. Just stay on that. Keep pulling that negative energy. You're gonna pull it right into your soul. Straight up. And so reparations, we don't want to kick it down the road. And the reason reparations is so important now, and the reason we should be so hyped up compared to the past, because we got social media. With social media, now we have the greatest opportunity to get reparations with social media. Think about it. Without social media, you really couldn't talk to each other too much. You would have to have little events, maybe in your community, but you couldn't have no national conversations or no international conversations. There was no way that you would be able to be in Chicago and talk to nobody in LA, talk to nobody in Phoenix, talk to nobody in Detroit. Because I had somebody ask me, well, Pharaoh, what make you think you're going to get reparations now? Social media. Social media has put us in the greatest position to get reparations. As a fact, I had to tell the older brother that, right? I had to tell the older brother, I said, man, what you don't understand is in your generation, now you couldn't do what we could do now. He said, I never thought about it like that, young man. So you know how old he was? He called me young man. I said, young man. He said, yeah, young man. He said, snip, whippersnapper. I said, but think about it. We got social media. We got social media, not just reparations, like a lot of things that we want to accomplish as a race or as a group. Social media is giving you the best opportunity to do it. The best opportunity to do it, for sure. What you mean, nope, Robbie? What you mean, nope? Nope, what? You can't just say nope. What you mean, nope? Because if you mean I'm wrong, I can prove that right real quick. I can prove I'm right real quick. It won't take me number 2 seconds to shut you down. Facts. It's gonna be easy. Because without social media, you wouldn't be able to say no right now. Checkmate. Without social media, I don't know you. You couldn't even talk to me. Rodney, without social media, if you hating, you wouldn't be able to hate. You wouldn't be a troll. But it don't make no sense because without social media, he couldn't be no national hater. He couldn't be no big stupid hater like he is. The only reason he could be a big old stupid hater in front of a lot of black people because of social media. Social media is the only reason he could troll and be a hater. As a fact. Oh, you agree with me. So I didn't understand, so I tried to ask you. Oh, okay, got you. I was finna dog you. He right. He said he actually agreed with. That's why I tried to ask you that. No, we can't organize without. Oh, you right. You right. Okay. I was finna go in. Y'all listen. Y'all gotta on social media. You gotta really type what you say. Because when we just see nope, you know, I don't know. Nope is like. I mean, no, you're right. I just social media, Robbie. You gotta say out. You gotta right. You gotta be like. You gotta say what nope is. You know what I'm saying? So you would have had to say nope. This wouldn't be able to happen without social media. You get it? Other than that, when you just say nope, then we got to figure out nope to what particular part of the conversation. You see what I'm saying, bro? I mean, no harm, no foul. You know what I mean, Robbie? So it's real easy to be misunderstood. You really got to, when you respond on social media, you really got to be direct. You can't say what you know what you're saying. You got to make sure we know what you're saying. You got to say the whole sentence out. Nope, we wouldn't be able to do this without social media. And you're like, exactly. But if you just go, nope, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, nope, social media has changed the parent. See what I'm saying? So, like, that could also mean, nope, social media got us messed up. So we ain't going to be able to do nothing. It could mean that. You know what I'm saying? If I say, nope, social media has changed everything, that could mean, nope, we ain't going to get nothing done. Social media made us slow. Social media made us what we won't stand on nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, you all good. You know what I'm saying? And I got to try to interpret what you're saying. But yes, social media has definitely given us the opportunity uh, to have more contact, to talk nationally and internationally. it's allowing us to communicate because we used to couldn't communicate like this at all. We used to could there was no way we could communicate. Not really, not as quickly either. So it would like reparations if we was trying to push something and we had a group in Chicago. How would we let people all over Texas know? How would we let people all over Florida know? How would we let it would be totally impossible. And so right now we have the ability to get everybody to respond. But what the system is doing, the system is using social media for distractions to block the circuitry. So when we send the positive energy out there, social media is flooded with negative energy to distract and take over the mainstream. Because if I go to YouTube right now and just go, it ain't going to be nothing about reparations hardly over there. It's going to be all about what some rapper did, what some athlete did. It's going to be all like gossipy. It's going to be the main stories. And unless you go out your way to subscribe to particular people, you won't really see nothing of any type of importance. You know, you just ain't gonna see it. You're gonna see like how to bake. I mean, it's just all over the place. So if you don't target your subject matter, if you don't subscribe and target your social matter, you really not gonna see too much. And then on social media, we have a lot of men that their lives is so miserable and they so weird that they spend just a lot of hours just trolling. Which I always find it just really crazy that somebody got waste time in their life like that. Like there's like no benefit. And the only person that loses them. It's just crazy to watch somebody intentionally lose their own time and waste their own life and get pleasure and think they bothering the people they trolling when really they ruining their own. Really, you're goofy wasting your own time and electricity, and you're just ruining your own life, really. Because who got time for that? That's what the most amazing thing about trolling. I just couldn't imagine wasting like even 2 seconds going on somebody's account trolling. You know your life is horrible. If you know what I'm saying, your life's got to be absolute. Even as a kid, I couldn't see myself doing that. Not even in high school. There's no way I could see myself enjoying that. Like that what like I don't know what type of enjoyment that is. Just going around the social media getting blocked. Yeah, everybody blocks you. You know what I'm saying? You what the hell? Crazy. Some of them get like 10, 15 accounts. Just and the accounts that get blocked. If that's not mental illness, what the hell is? And so when it comes to reparations, we don't want to just keep kicking it down the road for the next generation. We really want to push. And if you're not talking about reparations and you're not serious about it, we're not going to vote for you. And we got two candidates. We got a Republican don't care nothing about reparations, and we got a Democrat don't care. Why would we waste our time with either one of you? The days of voting when it doesn't benefit you is over. And the American citizens are going to have to start getting guarantees for their vote. You know, this thing where you get up there on the campaign trail and you promise all this stuff and then you win and you don't got to do none of it, there should be some type of penalty for that. Seriously. Because that's fraud, especially when you do it during an election. This is a governmental election. You should not be able to just flat out lie to get votes to be a government official. It's one thing if you promise us something and you get in there on the other side, constantly block you, and we see you trying to make it happen. But it's another thing to promise something, get in there, and just don't say nothing about it again, and just don't do nothing. That really should be penalty for you to be removed from office. How you not removed from office is that's one of the reasons you're in there, right? Show me a job where they hire me to go and fill out certain papers, and I get the job and I don't fill out the papers. Don't I get fired? Always a pleasure, Kathy. Tell your husband I said hi. I'll be feeling great. Right? Name me any job in this country where you get hired to do something and you tell them you're going to do it and they hire you and you don't do it and you keep your job. Why should the president be allowed to do that? Why should the president be allowed, and the mayors and the governors, why should they be allowed to do something on their job that we can't do on ours? You know, politicians are going to have to be described as workers. I'm kidding. I'm not. They are. We just keep talking about politicians. No, you're a worker. You're at work just like we're at work. Go to work and do your damn job, or you're fired. What is up with this idea where politicians don't have to do their job? A politician, that's your job. You're at work. How do you get hired to do a job and don't do it and keep your job? They need to put me in front of the Senate and the Congress. Because I'll be like, listen, how are you all getting hired to do a job and you don't do your job, you don't get fired? We need some kind of bill to fire you. In other words, Bob run for president and Larry run for president. And Larry say he gonna do something. And Larry get the job and don't do stuff. We should be able to fire Larry and the person that ran against him, go ahead. Right? Right? The other person that ran should be allowed to take your job. Facts. And there's always a bunch of candidates running. So we got to fire the second, we get the other person that's running. Because there'd be a whole bunch of people running for office. And those people running for office should be the line of replacement too. Because if you knew that those other candidates could replace you, I bet you do your job. I bet you do your job. I bet you do your job. Everybody that's a finalist, that's a candidate, should still be eligible to get that job if you don't do that job. If Americans put that in place, yeah. Also, you should not be able to stop a candidate from doing what they want to do if the people voted for that candidate. If we voted for a candidate to lower taxes, you should not be allowed to stop them from lowering taxes because the voters wanted that. Now, how do the voters put somebody in there in the Senate and the Congress go against the voters? That's treason too. That's not treason. Automatically, the Senate and the Congress need to fulfill some of those obligations that the people have decided they wanted. That's why this person won. And you are not a senator or congressman to go against the people. Facts. You're fired because we could fire all y'all. There's 300 some million people in this country. You could be replaced. This idea with these senators, they could be fired. And once we change this government where they could be fired, this government will run right. I'm telling you. Exactly. And you should have to work with the winning president to give the people that voted for that president what they want. You should have to. Because going against that president is going what the people voted for. And I thought the country was of the people, for the people, by the people. Since we talking all this 4th of July, I thought it was of the people, for the people, and by the people. Which means if we put dude in there, we want dude to do what we put him in there for. Now, why? If you're trying to stop him, you're fired. And we're going to put somebody in there to help this person do what we voted for them to do. We wouldn't have this nonsense. We just letting these people just play in our face as the young black women that came up with that. Black women that came up with another winner. They playing in our face. You know, I love that saying right there. I was laughing about that last night. I say that's a good saying right there because they down show me playing in our face. Because I went to the store to get some cabbage that looked like plastic. And I said, they playing in my face because it looked like plastic. If that ain't playing in my face, what the hell's playing in my face? And so these politicians is playing in our face for real. Because there is no penalties. Perfect example, Biden. Biden should have been fired 3 months in office, falling asleep and all that. Why we can't go to our job and fall asleep? Name me a job in the United States we can go to and fall asleep. But the president of the United States, one of the highest positions in the land, can fall asleep with no penalties. So the citizens, we the only ones got penalties. The politicians ain't got no penalties, like no penalties. They could just do whatever, what they like God or something. That's got to change. I'm serious. Think about it. When you go to work Monday, think about what I told you. Why, when we go to work, we got to do our job? And why politicians don't have to do their job? Why politicians don't even act like it's a job? You ain't noticed that? Like they don't act like it's a job. I don't know what they think it is. You'll get terminated real quick. Trump would have been fired. He'd have been asleep 5 times this year. Fired. Biden, fired. Also, they won't even hire you if you're unfit to do the job. Be too old to work at the post office and falling asleep in the post office. They're going to send you home. Biden and Trump is too old. Neither one of them is qualified to be no damn president. Donald Trump is too old to be a president. He called that man Sleepy Joe and got right in there and fell asleep too. They don't even show up for votes. They don't show up on the floor. No, they don't. They don't, Robbie. They don't. Yes, you're 100% correct. They don't even show up to vote. They don't even show up to vote on the floor. That's why it takes so long to get anything done. But we the only ones gotta work. And then when we work, they take our money. Listen, You a politician. You don't do your job. We go to work. You tax us and you take our money to pay you to do your job that you don't do from the money from us that do our job. Or we wouldn't have no tax money to give your goofy ass. On my soul. They taxing us for work we really doing. They taking the money and they not doing their job. With our money from us doing our job. And let that just really sink in. They don't have to do their job. Trump and they're planning events and building stadiums and building ballrooms. Bro, ain't nobody elected you for none of that. Get in the war with Iran. Now it's like paused. Let you start something at your job and don't finish it. If my job had something, anything similar to Iran, and I started it and didn't finish it and it drug on with no results, I'd be fired. Donald Trump jumped in the war. There's no results, no kind of way. Millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars being spent, and he not fired. If I had all them felonies Donald Trump had, there's no way they would hire me. He got a bunch of felonies, a bunch of accusations, and he's the president of the United States. Got all kind of sexual accusations against women, all types of stuff. And he still got the job. Let you steal a piece of bubble gum and you can't get no job. I'm just saying. And the American people just go for it. Just suckers. Because one of the easiest way to make suckers out of people when you're a politician and make them fight against each other so we can steal everything they got while they fight. White people, they use racism to rob from white people. I repeat that. The powers that be use racism to distract white people while they steal from them. Tell me I'm lying. They use racism to misdirect their attention. No, pay over there. Pay it to the blacks. The blacks ain't no good. Look. And then the rich politicians take everything white people got. Because listen, it's 360 something, it's like 340, 360 million Americans, right? And there's barely 50 million of us. So it's probably about 200 something million white people, probably 4 times the amount of us, allegedly. So if they getting all the tax dollars, ain't doing their job, who they robbing? White people. They robbing us too, but who they robbing the most? Who getting robbed the most? White Americans, because they got the biggest population. How much tax dollars is they robbing them for? Right now, it's some white man talking about some Ku Klux Klan, some racist stuff, while the government is robbing his ass blind. I ain't lying. Yeah, 100%. It's a crazy situation. We have to wait until election day to give. I swear to God, Robbie, on everything I love. Because the biggest suckers in America is white Americans. Now he ain't gonna be held accountable because they got white Americans as suckers. And they use race. Man, let me tell you something. Donald Trump is not a racist. Never have been. People say, well, he called for the boys, the situation of the boys in New York. That was politics. He felt that that's what white people was on, so he did it. He did not do that from the heart. He was pandering. Donald Trump ain't never been no racist. He pandering. Donald Trump was a Democrat that hung out with blacks, had a black girlfriend. Look it up. Donald Trump hung out with black entertainers a lot. Look it up. That man ain't no damn racist. That man used Barack Obama to win over the Tea Party. MAGA is the Tea Party 2.0. Tell me I'm lying. MAGA is the Tea Party 3.0. Tell me I'm lying. Because MAGA started out, what was it? Wall Street? What was that? What was that organization? Wall Street. It went from Wall Street to the organization I just said to MAGA. Straight up. They saying he's a racist because he pretended to be a racist, so they saying it for the right reason. They saying he's a racist because he been acting like he a racist. That's what I'm trying to tell you with. Young black people seeing him as a racist. So they call him a racist for a good reason, because he pretended to be a racist. So it makes sense they call him a racist. These are facts. You had Occupy Wall Street, right? They trying to hide the other one. What's the one I just said before MAGA? I don't know. I'm gonna have to write you down because I'll be forgetting them. I always forget these. The Tea Party. the Tea Party. Tell me I'm lying. You had you had Occupy Wall Street. Then you had the Tea Party. You had the Tea Party. Then you had MAGA. Tell me I'm lying. All the same organizations. Tell me I'm lying. I always forget. I always forget them. You had Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street turned into the Tea Party because a lot of them rich people was losing their property and all kind of crazy stuff was going with them, right? And then MAGA. Trump seen the Tea Party. That's when Trump said, I'm going to be a racist. I'm telling you, man. Trump seen the Tea Party and said, I'm going to be a racist. I'm going to get the Tea Party. So he got the Tea Party, right? And then he said, we're going to make America great again, right? And then they said, start calling it MAGA, but they was the Tea Party. They was the Tea Party. MAGA is the Tea Party that was born out of Occupy Wall Street. And Trump started pretending he was a racist. That's why he never really just out say nothing racist. He is slick as hell. He'll just do little stuff. Y'all ain't never noticed that Trump he won't really like do nothing racist. You see, I got in front of black people say, you built this country. Yeah, you built this country. Yeah, you built it. Y'all ain't noticed how man, that's a slick dude, man. Donald Trump ain't no racist. I'm gonna tell you right now, I seen that right away. I said, this man is, boy, he conning white people. That man ain't no racist. He pretending to be a racist without doing anything racist. Y'all ain't noticed that? Y'all ain't seen them flipping flopping. Y'all ain't seen dude flip flop and floppy flip.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation.
Now, Antifa wasn't a political. Antifa some Europeans. So Antifa was people from all over the world, and they was paid to just do some, kick off. Yeah, they was, most of the Antifa was coming into the country. I don't know if y'all remember where the FBI went and started finding their flight records and find out they was flying in the country. So no, that's something different. Antifa is an anarchist group, but they worldwide. That's not an American group. Antifa is an international anarchist group that they say is funded by that other white dude that they be saying funding all kind of crazy shit all around the world. Now that's somebody different. I'm talking about political groups. Antifa's anarchists. Nah, not that. I'm talking about nobody went from Antifa to a political group. George Soros. That's who they say back in Antifa and stuff like that. No, I'm talking about political movements. Antifa's like a really is terror. It's like domestic terrorists. to be honest. I'm talking about political groups. Because remember, Occupy Wall Street, a lot of rich whites was losing their property and all type of stuff was going on Wall Street. They was losing a lot of money. They never really wanted to tell America what was really going on with that. But they was losing a whole lot. Right? They was losing a whole lot. The rich, they was losing. Like, it was some scams going on in Wall Street. So then the people start protesting all these millionaires and billionaires' homes. Remember when they start protesting them people's homes and all of that? And so they start protesting them people's homes and all that. So then they start talking about the Tea Party. Because the Tea Party is like overthrow the government. That stemmed off of Occupy Wall Street. They started talking about the Tea Party, which was like, the Boston Tea Party, go against the government. Like disgruntled white Americans. Because, the Tea Party was disgruntled white Americans. That wasn't had nothing to do with no black people. That was white people pissed at Wall Street. That morphed into, we'll overthrow this bad boy, like the Tea Party. And then that morphed into a pseudo-quiet racism, right? People start infiltrating it and switching what it represents and took the focus off of rich whites robbing whites and switched the focus to black immigrants, to immigrants. Like, a lot of people don't know that, right? They switched it to immigrants, right? Because Trump's whole campaign was Barack Obama ain't no American, he an immigrant. Yeah. So Trump seen that, so they said, we got to take the pressure off of the rich, man. We can't have these people at the Tea Party constantly coming at the rich. We got to switch this to immigrants. They did a smooth job, so they took Occupy Wall Street. They slickly turned it into the Tea Party, which was still against the government, because Occupy Wall Street was against the billionaires on Wall Street. Then the Tea Party was like, well, the government is letting them do it. And then they start morphing Tea Party as Trump coming in. They start pushing racist rhetoric to get the focus off of them going against Wall Street and the government. It was to run a game on white Americans. White Americans were standing up against the filthy rich on Wall Street and the United States government that they felt was letting Wall Street rob them. The Tea Party was based off of Occupy Wall Street, where they was pissed. They felt like the Wall Street needed more regulation, that Wall Street was robbing them. And so the Tea Party was like, we'll overthrow this government if Wall Street don't stop robbing us. So then, to get the focus off of their neck, they took white people and say, no, don't look at Wall Street. Don't look at the government. Look at the immigrants. Barack Obama not no American. We got to make America great again. And took that, because that's what they wanted. Occupy Wall Street wanted to make America great again. Because Occupy Wall Street morphed into the Tea Party, and the Tea Party was about overthrowing America to what? Make America great again. But it was overthrowing white American crooks that was robbing their own people. So then Trump came in and said, and took their concept to make America great again and said, well, the reason America ain't great because Barack Obama ain't no American. Immigrants is the reason we not great, and took their whole focus off of the billionaires and the government. So now they got them. They got them. So now they throw out 10,000 immigrants in 5 days. No, what, 100,000, right? How many they threw out? They threw out 20,000. Yeah, they threw out 100,000 immigrants in 5 days. Now they got them not focused on Wall Street or Washington. Trump say, no. No, it ain't Wall Street. No, it ain't Washington. It's the immigrants. It was slick, though. They went for it. Because Make America Great Again was supposed to be Occupy Wall Street. The Tea Party come from Occupy Wall Street, and the Tea Party was supposed to uprise and what? Make America great again. So all of them people that ran into the Capitol, that's the Tea Party. That's that group. Them people that ran in there was the Tea Party. Facts. Oh, 10K. Was it 10K? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's 10,000. Yeah, that group was the Tea Party that ran up in there. Where's the Tea Party? Ran up at the government. Yeah, 10,000. 10,000 arrested in 5 days. The Tea Party, the original Tea Party, ran up in the government. The January 6 people was the Tea Party. And the purpose of running up in there, of the Tea Party running up in there, was to make America better. Trump took that, make America great again. Turn the Tea Party into MAGA. Occupy Wall Street morphed into the Tea Party that morphed into MAGA. All you got to do is look, you'll see it clear as day. So now what we got to do is we got to focus on reparations. We cannot keep kicking the can down the road. We can't let nobody tell us what they're not going to do, what they is going to do. We got to do what we got to do, and we got to push what we want. You never let nobody else tell you how to push what you want. And this is what Foundation of Black America is going to have to stop listening to people giving us any advice on what we want. At what point you going to let somebody else tell you about advice about what you want? That can't go like that. Okay, we need to stand on business. I'm telling you. We need to stand on business. We don't need to kick this can down the road because we're the first ones in the history of this country that got the power to take what we want all across the country because we're the first ones got Facebook. We the first ones got TikTok. We the first ones got Instagram, YouTube. We're the first ones got Patreon and all that. We're the first ones that could talk to the whole world. Never before have we had the power to talk to everybody. Once we got MySpace, it just blew up. Because MySpace increased Facebook. Facebook was there, but Facebook wasn't blown up like that because Facebook was mostly for doing homework. Facebook was to do homework for college. But once everybody got on MySpace, and we was going back and forth on MySpace, that's the first time I seen Tariq Nasheed was on MySpace. That's why I got introduced to him. He was over there pushing Hidden Colors on MySpace, a fact. Because I remember hitting him up saying, man, I need some autographed copies. Because I had just found out about Hidden Colors from some young GD, from a young GD told me, man, you heard about Hidden Colors? And so I didn't know who the author was. He just said Hidden Colors. But when I got on MySpace, I seen this dude named Tariq Nasheed, and he was promoting Hidden Colors. I said, oh, this is the Hidden Colors dude. So that's why I got a connection to Tariq, because he was like my introduction to really MySpace. He was there when I got to MySpace, and one of the guys that I rap with put me up on Hidden Colors. So I got put up on Tariq from, so a young GD put me up on Tariq. So that's why I say, that's why I got high respect for Tariq, because of GD. Gang members was watching Hidden Color on my soul. Gang members was at night smoking, watching Hidden Colors on everything. Real talk. That's how I found out about it, from gang members. Gang members like, man, you need to check out this Hidden Colors on my soul. I can't wait to run into Tariq face to face so I can tell him that story. I like, man, you know, gang members was on that hard. That's how I found out about it. The TCO put me up on Hidden Colors, on everything. Him and his little guys, because they GDs. They ain't criminals, though. You know, everybody's in the gang that's rap ain't no criminal. Let's get that part straight. So that's why I'm comfortable saying he a GD, because he ain't no criminal. Some people think, oh, when you say that, you say crime. No, that's false too. Let me get TCO his props. That's who put me up on Hidden Colors. Everything I love. And TCO was like a family member, because my wife at the time and his mother was like almost like sisters. So that's how I met TCO, through my queen. And then TCO could rap. So when I got to county jail, started the rap label, I went and hollered at him first. This who put me up on Hidden Colors, everything I love. That's outside New York. Him and his guys, that's folks, they was watching it. And his father, because his father was really into black consciousness. TCO. That's who put me up on it, right there. %. From MySpace. You know, TCO put me on it, and then I went on MySpace, and then I seen who was making it. Real history. So that's why I got like a connection with Tariq, because I found out from him from the hood. So when I be looking at people talking about dude crazy, of course I respect that, because dude was getting people in the hood, and like he need to get credit for that. Like Hidden Colors had the hood on lock. I'm telling you. Shorties in the hood, they was getting knowledge off of Hidden Colors. Real talk. I ain't lying. Real talk. So Tyreek, he plugged in the rack in Chicago. You an enemy of Tyreek. You ain't really cool around here. You ain't cool in Chicago. I'm just gonna tell you. He might not even know that, but I know that. Mm, I don't know. I don't speak on open cases, you know what I'm saying? Keep it gangster, dog. Keep it gangster. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing but that. I don't know nothing. I don't know. I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about the King Von situation. Yeah, I don't know nothing about the King Von situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This big Pharaoh. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't saying nothing. That's it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's Big Pharaoh. I don't know. Shout out to BDs though. 6420 in the building. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. It's Ja Rule, 6420. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 6420 O Block. Ah, you know what I'm saying? It's 6420 O Block. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know nothing about none of that, you know? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. You know, this big fat bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dirk, Free Dirk, R.I.P. Vaughn. Shout out to Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody in O Block that's still there. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're in O Block, you've been there. I know you know the twins. I know you know my stepdaughters, the twins. I know you know Big Michi. I know you know Michi. I know you know the twins. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm an old blockian, so I don't know. I can go to O Block right now. You know what I'm saying? I can go in O Block and walk around right now. That's a fact. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak on no criminal cases. I think Independence Day shouldn't be celebrated since FBA's haven't been paid reparations. No, I don't think it shouldn't be reparations because the rest of Black Americans don't know about FBA and reparations yet. So for me, once I say it shouldn't be celebrated, then I'm crossing out of I pushed the reparations into infringing on Black Americans, right? So it would be a lack of leadership for me to call for us to boycott Independence Day before we've done our job to make sure Black Americans even know about FBA, because Black Americans don't know about FBA. So I would be asking them to boycott for something they don't even know nothing about. So we too early in we just trying to build foundational Black American. Foundational Black American ain't even built yet. So that's a great question, because what we're doing is just now we're just now changing our identity from foundational Black Americans. You got to understand, there's 50 million Black Americans. It's going to take us a while before we get 50 million Black Americans to identify as foundational Black Americans. That's going to take a while. We still at the baby stages of that. This is a big ass country. It's a lot of Black people. So we have not even scratched the surface of letting Black people know about this identity yet. That's actually what we're doing. That's a great question. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now is we're at the baby steps of getting Black Americans to identify as FBA. They don't even know. Yeah, we're at the beginning stages. If I go outside right now with my phone and say, "Hey, you FBA," they'd be like, "What's?" They're gonna be like, "What's that?" Because like, whereas people only know stuff that's affiliated with stuff they like, and so people on social media they only watch the stuff they like. So right now, Black Americans, the young ones, they're gonna be thinking about Young Miami song. That's gonna be, and they're gonna be thinking about a lot of stuff way come before FBA. They don't even know. So that's what we're doing. Like Black Americans don't really know about reparations yet. Black Americans don't really know about like reparations and stuff like that. Like my kids, they don't know none of this stuff. My children, they don't know none of this. These ain't the kind of things I could just go to my kids and say, "Hey, y'all, we FBA." They're gonna. It's got to be a slow transition for them to know that. It ain't nothing you can just because they grown. All my children grown. I can't just go to them and say, "Y'all, listen, we identify as FBA now." They're gonna be like, "Daddy, what the hell is you talking about?" What? What is that? So people be like, "Well, your children don't know." The only way my children would know something about that if they was little kids right now, and I'm in the living room talking to y'all, and then as little kids they would hear me saying that, and then they would be like, "My daddy FBA." But by the time we start really pushing FBA, my kids was grown. They adults now. So they not around to be influenced by me no more. Yeah, they not around me to even be influenced. So we just got to push it out in the world, and then my children will see it out in the world. Or if it's organic, if there's an organic situation, I could bring it to them, but it's got to be organically. But they live all over the damn country. You know what I'm saying? My kids grown, and really out there. They out there, out there. So my only connection with them is sending them money or something on their birthday or something like that. They not. My youngest, I'm sure my youngest daughter know about it because she be watching me online. I'm sure she know about it. But as far as she wouldn't know what to do to get involved in it, because we haven't really created no way to get involved yet. We really just trying to get everybody to recognize the identity. To be honest, we just got trying to get people to recognize the identity of Foundation of Black Americans. Are the we're at the forefront of this. All of us, we're at the forefront of this uh, identity change. So all of these lives and everything we're doing is to bring that. But you're looking at some type of years. So to get all the people is one thing. It's much easier to go at the politicians than the people. So it's much easier to go at the politicians and say we want reparations. That's a smaller group. And then from us pushing reparations, that can slowly leak out. Reparations is going to leak out simultaneously with the identity of Foundation of Black America. So then when that leaks out and that grows, that's when the Nation of Islam got to accept it. Other than that, people could fight against it until black citizens adapt it. Then all the other blacks, they going to have to accept it. So we don't care nothing about the Moors. We don't care nothing about the Nation of Islam now. We just need the black people to change their identity. Then all the rest of them, they're going to just have to accept it because that's what we just going to be. And that's just going to be the end of it. And then if you don't address us like that, then you're going to be a lame. And so eventually, for the Nation of Islam to get any attention dressing us, they're going to have to dress us as foundational Black Americans, or we ain't going to see them. Same way we was colored, same way we was Negroes, same way we was black. Because we never was Black Americans. Black Americans was only our news name on the news, and documentaries on the news. But us as black people, we never called ourselves Black Americans. We never used that. We was always black. That's it. In this dispensation. My parents and them was Negro and colored, but they never called themselves Negro. Once again, Negro was just like Black American. Negro was a news title. The title Negro was a news title that the news used, and then the news upgraded to Black Americans. Black people call themselves colored folks. Ask somebody. I was it. Black folks back in the 50s and early 60s call themselves colored folks. Colored people. Colored folks. What they call themselves. They call themselves colored folks. Black Americans start calling themselves black because the kids started. They got that from the kids. I'm giving you real history from somebody really was there. The identity as black people, that came from the kids. Facts. James Brown sound black and I'm proud. The kids, we adapted that. So by the time you get to the sixth or seventh grade, my daddy and them following me. Seriously, like the blacks that came from the South, when they got up to these cities and stuff, by the time you start getting in the late 60s and 70s, they will start following the kids because the teenagers and the 20-year-olds set trends, and the first one to follow the 20-year-olds was the kids, and then the parents followed the kids. So when I'm like in the sixth grade, I'm following Fred Hampton in that group. I'm telling my mom and daddy, I want a natural. I want a natural, which is y'all call an afro. We call it the natural look. My mom and daddy say no. I keep asking for it, and then I got the natural, and then my daddy got the natural. My daddy got the natural from us. So then once we got the natural, then all the OGs went and got them. So it went from the young adults to the kids to the OGs. That's real black culture. Still today it go like that. Still today it go from the young adults will say some rap shit, then the kids will say it, and within 18 months, 2 years, the adults will be saying it. Or everything black people tripped out. I'll tell you, that's how it go. It go from the young ones, the ones that create the new stuff. And when black people create the new stuff, the first one grab it is the kids. And then the kids saying it all the time, so their mom and daddy start saying it. Yep, I was the first one wanted the natural. Then my daddy got it. These is facts. This ain't out no book. This is Big Pharaoh. These facts. These is like living facts. These ain't like make-believe facts. Facts. Who my daddy got that hair from? Why? Why my daddy hair was like? Because they used to get a shortcut. Why my daddy got an afro? Who he got? He got that from the dude standing behind them. He following us. We made it to anything. It was popping. Thank you, Angelina. Cutie pie. Facts. I'm telling you facts. Because when my dad used to take me to the barbershop, I'd be like, Daddy, can I let my hair grow? Don't cut it off. No, boy, be quiet. Cut it off the sides and stuff. He was making me get the haircut he was getting. But then I was getting too big, 56th grade, and I kept saying, I want a natural. And it was getting to the point out, you know what I'm saying? When did cornrows got popular with the natural? Because you had to braid it up so it could stay fluffy. So the girls used to braid our hair. Because you can't braid hair if it don't grow long, right? So what's the first time we started growing long? With natural. Well, guess what? The best way to make your natural look good is to braid it up, right? Go back and look. Half of their hair would be braided and there'd be a pick in their hair to divide it. The afro pick was what they used, or the afro comb is what they use to divide it. If you don't got an afro, you can't braid. There's nothing to braid, right? There's nothing to braid if you don't got no afro. If you got a short haircut, you can't braid it, right? So the braids came in just so that your natural would stay clean, right? And so that, right, your mama could oil your scalp. So your mama would sit you between her legs and she would part your hair and oil your scalp because like you got all this hair, you got to part it to oil it. And then your cousins or the little girls on the block would braid it, or your mama would braid it sometime for you, braid it up. And so they started braiding what they call cornrows. What they call cornrows because they used to do that down south. Why you think it's called cornrows? So that come from down south. The cornrows, the girls always had cornrows. The girls had cornrows all the way back in the 20s and 30s and stuff. Because what they would do is they would cornroll their hair to put the wig on top of it so the wig would fit. So that when they took their wig off, their hair would still be nice. So cornrows, as far as the style, came from the afro, but cornrows come from wigs. It's what black women would braid their hair so the wig would just fit right on top of it, and their hair would be nice when they take it off. It could breathe under there. So that's what cornrows came from. The wigs is what women used to wear under the wig. So because the women wore them under the wig, they was real good at it. So the girls and the women would braid the boys' hair when the afro came out. That's why the girls knew how to do it already. But then the afro is growing, and then when the big afro came out, right, now the cornrows go down, and so the girls thought that was cute, right? Because like with the short afro, the cornrows is all right, but the cornrows making your afro go faster because you ain't combing it out. So you ain't combing no hair out. So what we start realizing is once we get our hair braided up in cornrows and your afro like this, and you leave it like that over the weekend, when you take the cornrows out, your afro be like that. So everybody like, oh, this make your hair grow. So it's like, braid my hair up. So it could grow, it could stay soft, it could be more fluffier instead of nappy. You could get a bigger afro if you braid it up. And you could keep your scalp oil. So once we find out braid and make it grow, it was up. You know what I'm saying? It was up. My cousin came up here from Alabama. She braided my hair every day. Boy, I was happy. Shout out to Peaches. That's Black history right there. That's real Black history for somebody that was here. Ain't no Black history from no book. So even when we got the butter, we would braid it. Butter is the perm. So once we got the perm, we also would braid it, cornrows. Because you could sleep at night. It's hard to sleep on them rollers. You know, I should get home from the club at night, got to roll my Superfly up. And you got to sleep on them hard-ass rollers. So, like, you know, if I braid it, at least it'll stay straight and help your scalp breathe. So braids, it got to the point where some dudes' hair was growing so long, girls started saying they was cute with their braids. So it was up. So then braids became a style. Like just keep it braided. So then that just became a style. You know how black folks is? But that shit go all the way back to Africa. So that's how that, but it became popular because of the Afro though. Before the Afro wasn't popular, it was something that your grandmama, they would either call it pigtails, right? Where they would just braid straight, or then they would French braid it. We called it French braid. We didn't call it cornrows, we called it French braid. My mama and my grandmama called it cornrows, but my generation, we call it French braids. That's what we called it. Let me see what happened when we called it French, yup. We called it French braids as the That's what we called it. I looked it up. See, we called it French braids. Mm, we called it French braids because it got so long. It got so long that you end up with two of them. It got so long it ended up like this. So it went from yeah. It got so long. It got yep. It got so long. That's how it became a style because it's like once it got so long, it became a style. So you say, we want those reparations. I was watching the World Cup and they can host that but can't pay up. Something is not adding up. It's starting to get real disrespectful. Not really enough people not standing on it, bro. That's the only reason we ain't getting it. Enough. We here go the thing. And now I'm glad you said that. When it comes to reparations, yes, we want to push it to the government, but the main job is to spread it to foundational Black Americans because foundational Black Americans ain't identifying as foundational Black Americans yet, and we don't have enough Black people on the reparations train. So it's not really the government's ignoring us. We don't have enough people standing on it. So we have two jobs to do: push the government and grow the movement. The movement ain't big enough yet. So if you go outside right now, it ain't no Black people where you at pushing reparations. Am I lying? All y'all try it. Go outside. Go to the club. Go and ask them, what's up with reparations? They'll be like, what you mean with reparations? Reparations, bro. We on the internet, so we know about reparations. But when you go outside Chicago, they don't know nothing about no damn reparations. They don't know nothing about no reparations. They ain't talking about no reparations. The hood don't know nothing about no reparations. We have not did a good enough job with reparations until you hear a hood rapper say it. When you hear a hood rapper say, "Mother, you try to get the reparations," then you know we there. But if you don't hear the no, I mean, Farrakhan and them didn't push reparations. Nation Islam ain't pushing reparations. No, the message ain't out there yet. And so when you come and watch it, you say, well, how are we going to get the message out there? Duh. What do you think I'm doing? Basically. That's what this is, actually. Share the video, like, share, subscribe. Don't say we should push reparation. You ain't sharing my video. You sharing the video? Have you shared all my reparations videos? Have you posted them on your Facebook? All right then. Duh, if I go on your social media and you sharing all kind of shit, but you ain't sharing no reparations videos, uh, make it make some sense. How many reparations videos have you posted on your social media? Zero. Listen, Instagram. I don't see no reparations videos. Honeycomb Brazy, 16 shot 'em. Somebody trying to get me to drink something for my kidneys. They talk about Trump, because mostly the black man just posts Trump, 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 Trump. He don't post reparations. They talking about how to make something to drink to be healthy. Here we go, Posy. Shout out to Posy posting reparations on his social media. That was 1 minute ago. But no, 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 no. I'm a revolutionary. I'm not comfortist. The queen talking her talk. She doing a good job though. Talking her talk. Brothers working out. The Rastas is jumping around dancing and singing. That's the queen. She cold though. She cold. She probably talking about it in her music, so salute to her. Um, Mostly people is talking health, but it's based on the people I'm following too. Blacks celebrating the 4th of July, our own oppressor, the brothers talking about, the defiant lawyer, salute to him. So we have a lot of subjects we covering. A lot of the stuff we posting is jokes. It's Farrakhan with R. Kelly. I mean, J. Rue the Damager. I don't be seeing none of the rappers. Y'all be seeing the rappers? Uh, y'all be seeing the rappers talk about? Because I don't see the rappers uh, talking about reparations at all, including the old school rappers. I don't. I don't see KRS One talking about reparations. I don't see Chuck D posting about reparations. I don't see Ice Cube posting anything about reparations. I don't see Ice T posting anything about reparations. I don't see none of these old school uh, brand Nubian, Lord Jamar. I don't see him post about reparations. He's beefing or having some interview, but of his statue, he does talk about it far and in between. Uh, of course, I don't see 50 talk about it at all. And I don't see anybody ask him about it. Here's my brother Q Butter. I'm not sure if he talked about, but I don't think he's a foundation of Black America. So a lot of blacks don't really post it because there's a division. They want to be Pan Africans. Definitely don't promote it. They just talk about going back to Africa. So Pan Africans, all they talk about is going back to Africa and never go. Dr. Umar don't talk about reparations. He said we shouldn't get it because we ain't gonna do but mess the money up if we get it. But he beg us for money. But he says if we get reparations, we're gonna mess the money up on Thursday. Then on Friday, he says send him some money. I'm thinking, how can we send you some money? You said we mess our money up. And nobody checks Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar said we get reparations, we're gonna mess our money up on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, he asked for money. And I'm saying, you said we mess our money up. What money? He didn't give us no respect, even though black people send him a whole lot of money from school. He didn't say, yeah, give them reparations because they sent me money for the school. He said, we're going to mess the money up. while he took all our money and never opened a school. And black people let him get away with that. Nobody said nothing. Uh, so, you know, we dressing up. We definitely dressing up. There's a lot about dressing up in fashion, which is a part of our culture. This brother talking about the truth about the Underground Railroad. That's good. We looking right now to see Black Rambo. He ain't. All he talk about is guns and trying to be a celebrity and hanging out with celebrities. He don't say nothing about reparations. There's no pressure on anybody to say anything about reparations. We got to go. My man D Rose. I don't see Derrick Rose say nothing about reparations. I don't see LeBron James say nothing about reparations. I don't see uh, the guy that's doing all the interviews that got in trouble with the white lady. I don't see him say nothing about reparations. I don't see none of your celebrities say anything about reparations, or are they asked to say anything about reparations? Uh, Ray J don't say nothing about reparations at all. Sauce Walker, I ain't never seen Sauce Walker say nothing about reparations. Snoop Dogg, I've never seen Snoop Dogg. Ice Cube, I've never seen any of them say anything about reparations. I've never seen the audience ask them to say anything about reparations. I mean, I'm just being realistic. I don't see any of the boxers, the Floyd Mayweathers, none of the boxers have to say nothing. I don't see nobody say nothing, or I don't see anybody be forced to say anything or asked uh, to say anything. I don't see the audience ask Nicholas Novelty, BK, Dave trying to raise myself. I never see them say anything about reparations. That I think they Caribbean or something. That's another thing. If they ain't Black Americans, they definitely not going to support our reparations. Not that I see. Mm. Daz Dillinger. Daz is talking about Snoop, talking about everything. I ain't seen Daz say nothing about reparations. It's the first thing from his mind. You damn sure ain't gonna see uh, uh, the white dude to do all the interviews. He not gonna say nothing on our behalf. I'm just going down to see my boy G Herbo. He not gonna say nothing. He ain't saying nothing about reparations. He rapping though, and there's no pressure. Nobody say nothing to the show. Nobody say nothing to the rappers. Nobody say nothing to Chief Keef about it. Nobody say nothing to G Herbo about it. I would have to be the one. I would have to go troll him and say, "Hey, Chief Keef, say something about reparations one time, bro. Hey, G Herbo, just one time for me, man. Do that for me." I would have to be the one, the only one that would think to do that, to even ask him. I would be the only one that would think to even ask him. I'm just saying. Think about that. Nobody even thinks to ask them about it. What is this black watermelon? They got black watermelon? I need some black watermelon. What the hell? So my point is we got a long way to go. That's my point. Until we get it on those people's tongues or get to the point where we at least asking them about it, Gilly the King, nobody asks him about it. Nobody ever asked Gilly or Wallow. You ever heard Wallow say anything about reparations? Wallow's the smart guy. I've never seen Wallow once say anything about reparations. Why are they getting a pass? Why is everybody getting a pass? All the other people you watching. Are you asking them what you asking me? I'm just wondering. It. I'm Dan. Gerald Prince Miller. He got out of prison. He talking his talk. Are we going to ask him, hey, bro, you just got out of prison, stuff like that? What do you think about reparations? About Bobby Schmurder? Is anybody asking him to say something? No. There's certain people that's automatically given a pass. Why? Oprah. Anybody ask Oprah about reparations? Gail. What about Gail? What about Denzel Washington? Has anybody asked Denzel Washington, Denzel, what do you think about reparations for foundational Black Americans? You get my point I'm making? So we got a lot of work to do. I'm not criticizing. I'm just giving you an example how far we got to go. We got to go a long way till it gets into those circles until people put a mic to them and say, Denzel, let me ask you something. What about this movement with reparations? So, and somebody would answer them that, but we got to get the movement big enough for it to be important enough for an interviewer where it touched the interviewer's life so much that he start asking the celebrities. So if the interviewers, if it's not a big enough subject for the interviewers to be asking celebrities, that means we got more work to do. That's all. And I'm doing the best I can do. So we just need more work to do. That's all. It's not like I don't feel like we messing up. I'm just showing we got a ways to go. That's all. We gonna get there though. Cause you know I'm an asshole. you know, you know. But I got a secret. I got a trick that's gonna blow it up, but I don't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just keep your eyes open, cause I'm finna blow reparations off the planet. Yeah, I'm finna. Yeah, yeah, I got ideas, but the game is to be sold, not told. But you all are doing a great job. Share the videos, share Tariq's videos, share Ado's videos too. Don't battle between Ados and FBA. You know, share the videos. You know, put them on your TikTok. Put them on your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Put them on your TikTok. Put them on your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Create an Instagram and TikTok just for that. That'll be great, right? Like me, I got Pay Blacks, right? Go. And that's another thing too. Go follow Pay Blacks on all social media. See, go follow Pay Blacks. I'm getting thousands and thousands of people over here on Pay Blacks. Let's see how many people watching Pay Black. Watch. Uh, this is Instagram, so this is so there's 3,000 followers over there on Pay Blacks. So that's 3,000 followers over there. Let's see. Where the heck is TikTok? Okay, there's TikTok. I can't even get over there to see what's going on over there. Yeah, but the TikTok is doing good, right? So this is what you can do to help. Like, uh, 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 get it popping on your social media. You know what I'm saying? Get it popping on your social media. You know, that will help. Right? Like, let's see, check out the TikTok. Check out the TikTok. The TikTok is blowing up. Uh, almost 16,000 followers on the TikTok. Right? I'm working my butt off. Look, 16,000 on the TikTok. What y'all think? I'm getting it in, ain't I? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting it in. Right? Look, 16,000 on my tick. Look at the views. Hold on. Because you know, people don't know Pharaohs you just talk about, you be about it. Look, 900 views, 700, 1,600, 900, 3,400. See what I'm saying? Views, right? On the TikTok, 1,400, 1,200, 1,000 on the TikTok. We're getting it popping over there on the TikTok. TikTok is ticking and talking. All right? Look how much work I'm doing. So when I don't be over here, I be working. Look, how many videos I done posted on TikTok about reparations. You see it. I don't want y'all to see, look, 23,000 with Dr. J. 23,000 views with Dr. J. All right, let's see. Yeah, try to help encourage y'all, right? Okay, let's see what we're doing. Let's see what's happening let's see what's happening on the Facebook. Okay, the Facebook is popping. Let's see. I'm everywhere pushing reparations. Look, go follow Pay Blacks. You gotta help us. Pay Blacks. I got 300 followers over there. Same thing, pushing it. This is the page. The Facebook page is popping. Now let's see. Where the other one, the Facebook. Let me see. Let's see what's happening on the group. The Facebook group is popping. Facebook group is popping. Let me see. I don't think I'm on the group. I don't know where I'm at. Where is it? Maybe it won't let you see. There you go. The group is popping, right? So yeah, go get on all your social media. Make it pop on all social media. You know what I'm saying? Make it pop on all social media. Yeah. We're going to get it going, right? Y'all doing a good job. Y'all watch all the time. Share. Y'all doing an excellent job. Every little bit helps. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it to blow up. And ain't no doubt about that. Another thing you can do is go buy some merch and wear it. Go buy some merch and wear it. That'll help. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that help. That's why we put the website together. So now you can just walk around and represent, you know? Get your Pay Black American merch, your hats, your shirts. Let them know. Reparations, push the word. Push the word, push the word. I'm going to get you some merch. That'll help. The new merch is going to be ridiculous. The website is kind of new. We ain't even pushing everything. I'll get you some merch, though. Let them know we coming to get our check. You feel me? Let them know we coming to get our check. Cut the check, boy. Let them know. Cut the check. Cut the chizzy check. You know what I'm saying? Cut the check. Let them know. Cut the check. You know what I'm saying? This the one I got on right here. You know, that. Get that reparations now, boy. That's popping. Let them know. Cut the check. And just wear that around. The idea is to wear it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, reparation is our money. It's our money, and we need it now. You know what I'm saying? Go get your shirts and wear your shirts all summer. Yeah, it's our money, and we need it now. Wait till you see the new stuff. I don't want to say nothing because people be stealing your ideas. I got some stuff, though. Get the green. You can get the blue cut to check. The blue cut to check. If you wear your jeans and stuff, get the blue cut to check. You know what I'm saying? Or you can get the green cut your check. You know what I'm saying? You get the green cut your check. So it's a lot of ways you help. And then come out with your own stuff. Put some shirts out there. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, put your shirts out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 12 trillion. Yeah. Put your stuff out there, make it pop. You know what I mean? Like, put your stuff out there, make it pop. Check it out. Yeah, listen. Put your stuff out there. Put your own shirts out there. Put your own merch out there and make it pop. You know what I'm saying? Put your merch out there and make it go. I tell you, crazy. So I was trying to come up with a name for a company, right? So I'm trying to come up with a name. I'm trying to come up with a name. I'm trying to come up with a name. It's hard. So finally I say, okay, pay Black Americans, right? So I say, yeah, that's it. So I go trademark it. Trademark pay Black Americans, right? It's crazy. I can't wait to tell Tyreek this story. So I go trademark pay Black Americans, right? So once I get a trademark, I want to start designing different T-shirts and stuff. So I had some people start taking it and playing with the graphics. So dudes started playing with the graphics, and I had a dude send me some graphics. Right? This is crazy. I gotta tell Tyreek this crazy shit. So when dude gave me the graphics, he sent me all type of different graphics. So when he sent me the graphics, he sent me one. Let me see if I can show it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Dude sent me the graphics. I'm looking at the graphics. Hold on, man. Let me find this, man. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. So dude sent me the graphics, and I look at one of the graphics, and the graphics pay Black Americans. Wait, that ain't the one though. Hold on. Dude sent me the graphics, and one of the graphics, when he sent it to me, it said PBA. I ain't really paying it no attention, and I'm like, oh man, this shit like FBA. Oh, I saw. He sent me the graphic and it said PBA, and I said, oh hell no, I can't use this one. It's like FBA. All that shit happened organically. I never thought about pay Black America. I ain't do the abbreviation. I gotta do that shit. Well, we can send me the graphic that said PBA. I like PBA. Oh the hell no. So that's why I trademarked Pay Black Americans. I didn't trademark PBA. I'm like, man, that's what the hell? That's why I never used this one. I didn't even know that shit was like FBA. Isn't that crazy? Because I kept saying Pay Black Americans. I never said the abbreviation. Oh, that's all. This shit crazy. I never said the abbreviation. So when I said the abbreviation, I said, oh, hell no. Because all I kept thinking was Pay Black Americans. Pay Black Americans. I never said the abbreviation. That's great. That's why I just trademarked Pay Black Americans. I didn't trademark PBA. That's too much like FBA. But it's good. It's good. It's like FBA though. But that was unintentional. Is that crazy? So that's the logo. Because I wanted the logo to honor one of our flags. So that's why I used those colors to honor this flag. You know what I'm saying? So I sent it, I said, I want you to make it these colors like that. And they hooked it up. But this is just strictly to promote reparations. So it's a company designed to promote reparations. So yeah, definitely go over there and get you some stuff and wear it all summer, represent all summer. You know what I'm saying? Get you some stuff and represent. And, we got a long way to go. I got a whole bunch of merch coming. but I've really been trying to make sure that I don't be clashing when people aren't focused. You know, our people ain't don't be focused. So the last thing you want to do is just keep pushing something when your people they not focused. They got to be focused on the movement, and it looks like people not focused until the election season. So it's really looking like the focus ain't gonna come to the presidential elections. Seriously, but those of us that is with it, we finna go hard. But I'm finna go really hard the rest of July, August, and this winter. Oh my God, I got some stuff this winter. Yeah, I'm finna flip the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So today, this is what we're gonna be talking about. This is all day while they pushing the 250th birthday of the nation. They saying it's 250 years, but this 250 years you still ain't paid us. So the 250 to us is like how long you go, you know, disrespect us and not pay us for our labor, and we want to get paid our people's money that you cheated on with interest. And so yeah, 250, great, but it's also a shame that you never took care of the people that you brought here and made work for free. And so you got to focus and you got to pay us. And happy birthday and all that to America, but where's our money? Give me the loot. Give me the loot. You know, where's our money? Where's our money? And we want our reparations. And we're not going to kick this can down the road. We want our reparations, and we want reparations when, y'all. We want reparations now. We're not going to keep kicking this can down the road. We're not kicking this can down the road. We standing on business. We want our reparations, and we are standing on business. All right? So we're going to be here all day, get you some refreshments, chill, get your mind right, get your vibe right as we take this time while they is celebrating the 250th year of the country. We're going to be saying, cut the check. Victory.